As business owners, we live in a world where quick thinking and dynamic actions are a big value and are a big part of your business. But what comes with that that's really important is the ability to have patience, to understand that you have to slow down and think about things before you always just jump into them. Join me today at Man on a Mission as I talk about patience. Hey everyone, this is Milton at Man on a Mission. So excited that you've joined the channel today. So today we're going to continue the conversation on the importance of change. Change in your business approaches, your strategies, and things that you do that are part of your business. So today we're going to talk about something that I think that's really important when it comes to businesses, and that is patience. Patience. When you think of patience, you probably think of it in the sense of, well, that means I have to slow down, I need to rethink, I need to just get my things in line that I need to do so that I can move forward in a more productive and efficient way. And when you think of those things, I'm going to tell you something. You're absolutely right. Patience does allow you to build the ability to do those things. As a kid, we used to get cakes, pies, and cookies that were home baked by my aunts, my mother, my grandmother, and we used to love them. But we had to understand that when a cookie, a pie, or a cake is finished, it's usually what? It's very hot. And if you put it in your mouth right then, you will understand that it's very hot. Now, it'll be good, but your mouth will be burnt all up, and you'll enjoy it, but you won't fully enjoy it. But if you just wait 15, 20 minutes, that pie, that cookie, that cake will be so much better because you've taken the time to allow it to do what it needs to do. And it needs to cool. And you've given it the time to do what it needs to do to be fully effective and at its best. And that's what you need to do in your business. You need to be patient. You need to give it the time to be fully effective and its best by exhibiting patience, knowing that things do not happen just like that. They take time and they take patience. So as a business owner, when you step into a situation, one of the things is to always have a thought of what you want to see, the outcome that you want to achieve. But also you need to align your strategies and your approaches in a way that you will achieve those goals and objectives. And that sometimes takes a little patience. Sometimes you don't need to go into a business so soon and so quick without an understanding of what you're doing. It may look good, it may look exciting, it may be something that you're just overjoyed about, but you need to have patience because you don't fully understand the whole project at that particular point in time. That's why you need to step back and exhibit some patience to learn, to study, to observe, to figure out what works best for you. Every situation is different for every owner, for every entrepreneur. Some approaches that work for me may not work for you. Some approaches that work for you may not work for me. And we need to be okay with that. So we all need to exhibit patience in everything that we do when it comes to our business because it allows us the time to learn. It allows us the time to grow, to study, to mature, and to be fully 100% in when we do decide to move forward in our business transactions. There's this great quote by this anonymous author that says, "Be strong enough to let go and wise enough to wait for what you deserve." Wow, that's really important. That means you have to learn to practice patience. You need to learn to understand that things don't happen just like that. They take time. One of the best people that you could ever get to know in your life is a farmer. A farmer. A farmer will teach you, whether you want to or not, how to be patient. Because a farmer cannot grow crops overnight. A farmer cannot grow a crop in 2 or 3 days. It takes time. It expands sometimes 7 or 8 months for a crop to come to harvest. But it takes patience. The key is, what do you do during those times of patience while you're waiting for something to mature, for something to fulfill, to come to pass. And I want to talk about some of the things that you can do while you're waiting and being patient. So as you're being patient, waiting to go forward in your business, and you've set a course of action, you've already assigned something that you want to see fulfilled. So you've set the course of action and you got it in motion. So now you have to be patient to see what happens. So one of the things that you can do while you're being patient is to fill in that gap with questions. Ask yourself questions based on what you've done. Ask yourself, is this the right approach? Was this the best thing to do? Was this a better direction to go in? It almost seems like you're questioning what you've done, but you're really not. What you're doing, you're confirming the decisions that you've already made. You're ensuring that you made the right decisions, and you're giving yourself time to make adjustments if you need to do so that the outcome can be in your favor. And now you're looking at the outcomes. Consider what the outcomes are going to be based on the decisions that you've made. So say you've invested in real estate and you bought a 5-unit property for $30,000 and you pay a monthly mortgage or something for $300. So you have to count up the revenue that you will make from the rental property from each unit. You count up the cost of maintenance each month. You count up the insurance. You do all of that. And you look at the outcomes to see, was this the best decision for me to make? Did I make the best decision in making this purchase? So you look at the outcomes while you're waiting on something to happen so that you can decide, is this a good decision for me? Now sometimes it's not, and that's okay. But being patient allows you to see that. Sometimes we get in so big of a hurry that we become less effective. We're so quick to want to see something happen that we just lose focus of what we should be doing at the moment, and that is being patient to understand that we need to fill in the gap with questions. Ask the questions that we need to ask to get the answers that we need to ensure that the outcomes that we're looking for are going to be the ones that we desire and the ones that we are setting an intention on. Now, one of the other things that we need to do, look at past experiences. Reflect on the past. Situations that you've been in before and the decisions that you made then. Reflect on that. Think about that. Think about, well, I bought this last time for this and this didn't work out. Well, I bought one over here for this and this was a better decision. Weigh that against the decision that you've already made. And that requires patience, understanding that nothing has to be done right then in the moment. You don't have to have the answer to everything right then in the moment. It takes patience. You have to give yourself time to develop and understand the processes that you're going through. When we're young, we often hear the phrase that patience is a virtue. But as a youngster, that means nothing to us because we don't have any patience. We don't understand what it means to slow down and wait for something to happen. We want it right then. We want it right now. So patience is a conscious thought that we have to develop as we mature and get older. It's not something that you're born with. It's something you develop and continue to improve on as you get older and decide to do more things. So it is a virtue, but it's something that you have to work on because all of us do not have patience. And some of us have a little bit of patience and some of us do have a lengthy understanding of patience. But some of the benefits of being patient, one I would say would achieving positive rewards. When you're patient, that means you wait on things to fully mature and to develop so that they're in your favor and that you benefit from them. So positive rewards are one thing that you get when you're patient because you've allowed something to take its course to fully develop. You fully invested in the time, the energy, and the resources that were needed to make it successful. And piggybacking on that is making smarter decisions. Patience allows you to make smarter decisions because you, like I said, you look at things in a broader scope. You're not so narrow-minded and focused that you can't see beyond what you can see in that moment. You allow yourself to open your lens to a wider perspective, which gives you the ability to make better and smarter decisions going forward. And another thing would be you build reputation. People will see you as an organization, as an entrepreneur who understands that growth is achieved by being patient and knowledgeable of what's going on. Patience helps you to make those smarter decisions, which opens your mind to see things from a broader scope. And then the last thing I would say is self-control, which is something that a lot of business owners needs to practice, and that's self-control. Don't get so caught up in thinking that you need to do something right then at that moment. Practice self-control to allow yourself to build that reputation, to make those smarter decisions that will lead to positive rewards. So patience is really needed in any business and in any organization for that business or organization to be very successful. One of the biggest things that I would tell anyone that is considering starting their own business, becoming an entrepreneur, or anything in that line of work is that it does not happen overnight. Your business does not reach its potential overnight. It takes patience. It takes time. And if you're not willing to be patient and understanding of all of the things that come together to make your business successful, then you need to probably delay your business ventures and activities at this moment until you can build some strong patience within yourself. Like I stated earlier, a farmer is a good example of someone that you may want to get to know to learn patience, because farmers understand that once you put that seed in the ground, there's going to be a lot of work that comes after that. You've got to continue to nurture that seed with water, fertilizer, pulling the weeds, making sure that it has sunlight when it's needed, making sure it has shade once it starts to grow so that it doesn't burn out. And those are the same things that you need to do with your business. Once you plant that seed of a project or an activity that you're going to do, you need to understand that there are things that happen after you plant that seed for that project. You need to nurture it. You need to learn. You need to look at the different outcomes that could come from it. You need to look at the strategies and approaches that you put into place to ensure that this will be a success. It's one thing to talk about something, but there is a lot of work and actions that have to happen when you decide to do a project or get into business. It's not an overnight success. It takes time. And if you don't have the patience to do that, find some. I hope this series on change has helped a lot of you to understand some of the things that you need to change in order to have a successful business, and just in order to have a great life that's prosperous and healthy for you. And as we talked about patience today, work on it. Take the time that you need to have self-control and self-discipline to ensure that you understand that just because you've initiated a project, it doesn't have to be fulfilled at that second, at that moment. You have to have patience to ensure that you're putting everything that you need to put into it to make it successful. Hey, I want to say thanks for joining me here today at Man on a Mission. I hope these videos have been helpful and helping you to grow your business to the success that I know that it can be. Talk to you real soon here at Man on a Mission.